The release is obviously important because that's where we're going to gather power, and the more consistent we can make our release, which is like the moment of truth around impact, we're going to be more consistent. So when we're playing, instead of worrying so much about what the whole entire swing is doing, we're just giving ourselves a very simple task here. To help me show this a little bit better, I'm using the HackMotion device. It's a very neat tool that measures all sorts of different things, but here we're going to use one of the in-app release drills, okay? So this release drill basically is going to give us some guidelines to make sure that we get to P6, what it's called, about waist high, and then we're going to work on releasing the angles. We're trying to not flip too much. It's going to give us feedback because that little motion here is what's going to give us those pure strikes. So what we're going to do, we're going to make some swings here, okay? And it's going to show us when we get to just this position here, you can hear that sound. That's where we want to be. I stay still there, okay, and then through, right? Now we don't want to do is get to that halfway position and then, see, flip it. So what we need to try and do is make sure that we stay still, we go back and hold on to that angle. You see how I'm holding on to this angle? It's almost like the thumbs are pointing down, right? So as we swing, I'm going to try and execute this now. And it's a pure little strike. Yes, it's kind of a chip shot, but it's working on that release. And you can just get some feedback straight away on what it's like to maintain those angles and to get that strike. Okay, so we just switched to the data mode, so we should see what comes up on there. So I need to shorten my backswing, okay? So that's too extended, so. Okay, pretty good. When you get the correct amount of angle and release, it's going to make squaring up the club face so much easier. So you don't have to manipulate at the bottom of the swing. It's happening in a split second. So the more stable we can be through here, and when you have feedback to do it, it makes it a lot easier to execute where it matters out on the golf course. If you want to go and grab yourself a HackMotion device, I urge you strongly to do so. It has so many uses, from putting, chipping, iron play, and driving. No matter where you're at in your golf game, it's going to help a ton because it doesn't manipulate you into positions. It doesn't force you into positions. It's you. You're the training aid. It's just this is giving you the feedback that you need. And you can learn more below. And just for you, I've arranged a special discount. You just have to use the promo code that you see in the description below and follow that link. Now we're going to start making some really good strikes with some full swings. How do we do that? We're going to work on making sure that the wrists are doing what they need to during the swing, so we do not have to manipulate and think about it anywhere near as much. So we have less variables, more consistency, and you can focus just on your target because you can trust that the strike zone is going to be more reliable. Okay, so what we're going to utilize is the motorcycle drill, and it's called that because we're basically talking about like revving a motorcycle like this. Okay, so you're revving the motorcycle on your downswing, because what happens a lot of times is we've got too much extension here, right, which is going to leave that club face way open. Obviously I'm exaggerating, but then we end up having to flip to recover. We want to have that dynamic movement and delivery into the ball that creates that compression, all right? And it all starts even just with the lead wrist. So we can utilize the HackMotion device to really train this, and it's perfect for just a few shots before you go out because it dials you in. Let me show you. So with this device, we're going to do the motorcycle drill, and you can follow along with the app here. And what it's going to do is capture the angles that we have with our wrists at address, at the top of the swing, and down into impact. 3 key metrics that if we can reduce the variables, we are going to hit the ball so much better and much easier. We're just going to follow along with the app, but you can certainly follow along without it. It's still going to give you the benefits. It's just the feedback from the HackMotion is unparalleled, and it makes us create awareness that helps us very quickly. All right, so it's telling me to put the club at address, right? So I'm forming my address here. It's measuring it. Now I go to the top of the swing. You see, if I have too much extension, cup it too much, it's going to be off. There, just right. So you can see from this angle, okay, that's good, that's not good, not good. There, okay, pretty neutral, right? That's what we're trying to look for here. So let's go back to address, let it register it, swing to the top, swing down. And that ball went, it stayed on the range line. I didn't record that screen, I'm afraid, but that was quite funny. Absolutely arrow straight. So let's try that again. And I tell you, the contact was absolutely sweet, even though it was just a dink. Top of the swing. No. What did I do there? Okay, impact was off. Maybe you heard that. But the impact was off. I released too early and the shot went left. The strike wasn't as good. So let's try again. Not quite. I didn't quite get it. I rushed from the top of the swing. We're going to try one more. We're going to keep it smooth. Nice strikes. And that is giving me a feeling that perhaps I would waste the first few holes trying to find, because it's giving me that feedback. It's giving me those sensations to say, that's what I need to feel. That's what I need to be doing. Wonderful. Just hitting 5 to 10 shots doing that is going to give me the confidence to go on the first tee and replicate the sensations. For this one, you just need your wedge and a ball. This is all about getting good contact and what that feels like. And instead of trying to smash drives or long irons, we're just trying to chip a few shots to get that feel for the day, that awareness of literally just a nice little strike. So we don't have to aim for anything in particular. This is literally all about making a good contact with the ball. What we're trying to do here is actually stay a little bit connected. So you're going to do some one-arm chips. You're going to hold your trail arm here, sort of pinning it against the side just a little bit like so. And what it's going to do is actually encourage us to stay a little bit connected and understand we're not trying to just hit the ball with our wrists. It helps, believe it or not, the whole sequence for the full swing, because this is what we're trying to utilize when we're doing full shots. We're just dialing it all the way back. So what do? We put our feet completely together like so. Ball in the middle of the stance, okay? I'm pinning this to my right side here. And I'm holding the club pretty firm, but I can certainly feel the weight of the club. And I'm just going from this height to this height here. And all I'm trying to do is get a nice little contact on that ball. So I want you to do 10 of these, okay? Just small little contacts, trying to make sure that you do actually finish somewhere near the target. We're not just flipping the hands. We're just trying to understand what it feels like to get the ball and turf like kind of at the same time, ball first, just underneath, and hit it out the middle. Refamiliarize yourself with what that feels like. There we have it. That's how you get confidence off the first tee. That's how you feel the right strike that you need to play your best golf today. Thanks for watching. Now, if you want to make sure the rest of your swing is getting dialed in, not just your wrist, follow this lesson because it's going to make the rest of the sequence that much easier. See you next time.